Welcome to the Weird and the Weary. I'm Jason. With me is Kevin.
Hello there, everyone.
And Lee Noble.
I am seriously with you today.
Everyone here is pretty seriously with us all here today.
Why is that?
Why are we here today?
Why are we so seriously here today?
I don't know. I mean, how was your guys' week? You know, was it pretty serious? Did you have any kind of transitional phases in your lives at any point? You know,
yeah, every night it transitions to another day.
Right.
Yeah, I transitioned from elation into disappointment, from interviewing for a position into finding out I didn't get it.
Right.
Oh.
Right. I've been there. I also transitioned from waking up in my chair to waking up on my couch sometimes.
Ooh.
That's one of the things I've transitioned from.
That sounds more comfortable.
Score.
No, neither is really, because you wake up with the snapping and popping and.
Oh, that's a good way to wake up, though. It feels really refreshing for a second.
For a second.
Is that Breaking 3?
That was an electric boogaloo, right? That was like the bouncing in the bouncy castle.
We'll break into Electric Boogaloo. I don't know what
that was. 2.
Was there Breaking 3?
Yeah. It's coming out. Ooh. Bill and Ted's coming out, and then Breaking
3 set me free. I don't know.
I have my cardboard box and some baby powder ready to go if you want to.
I thought that was for a transmogrifier like Calvin Hobbes.
No, well, that for us,
yeah,
but for kids that listen to Fat Boys, we know how to throw down.
I can't believe how often Fat Boys comes up in the show. Fat
Boys.
It was a big part of our lives, the Fat Boys. We had a lot of Fat Boys flooding us in all facets. Radio, TV, all that stuff.
Sounds mildly inappropriate, but go on.
3 virtual brothers.
One guy was wearing the coonskin cap, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
I think they're all dead now, aren't they?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. They were fat.
I thought the fat ones lived longer.
Oh no, I had a poster of them like eating like some disgusting looking ass pizza. So it was, they were definitely not really caring about vegetables or anything. Now, speaking of transitioning, we hear in the news some pretty crazy stories, and some people that seem to believe that they can transition themselves into a different race entirely.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah, some people want to escape their races entirely.
Right. They just want to basically literally paint their skin and change their pigment somehow.
This is who I am now.
And now I'm...
nice snap.
Thanks. That was good. Yeah, very, very good.
It's very on point. It's like I felt like I was in class. I'm
paying
attention now.
I'm not just pointing at the paper today.
No. Alert.
No head bob here. But to identify as another race really just demeans any kind of identification of self within people's of ethnicities, because it's just another on my perspective, it's just another white person stealing something else, and now just because somebody can paint their skin a different color, or even go to other means with like injections, as we're going to talk about later. But yeah.
Are you trying to tell me that blackface is unacceptable now?
Blackface has been unacceptable for quite a long time.
Since its induction.
Pretty much.
I heard from someone on the news that back in her day, it was very acceptable.
Oh, right. Was that in the 80s or something? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. Right. Like that, right, was it Virginia Senator right? Who had a blackface in his
high school picture in his yearbook.
his college.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was college
And,
yearbook. Excuse me.
And he's a Democrat.
He was very educated.
He's also a Democrat, So yeah, he's a Democrat, and he is a Democrat.
It's all right. I'm a liberal. I can do these things. It's satire.
But then it went to because it's on his section of the yearbook. But he went to say no, I'm not the Klansman or the guy in blackface. That's neither of them are me. Nope. Every other picture is me, but the guy in blackface is a different. He has a different hand. I don't know, like a different. I'm left-handed.
That
and
burning
he's
cross.
He's holding his beer in his right hand. I'm left-handed.
That burning cross in the picture. I mean, come on, that's not.
I've only lit a cross with my left hand. But no, that's really definitely not. And this is really a gross stretching of blackface.
Well, it's just amazing that we live in a world that people make certain comparisons. For instance, you have your transracialism, which is this whole thing that this story started off with. It started off with this lady, Martina Big, German lady, buxom, 32S, 32S,
Buxom?
Buxom is an understatement.
This is like. I'm trying to think of a comparison because it's like one of those weird. What's the cheaper Hustler? Remember Hustler had those cartoons in them? Mm-hmm. And they are always giant-breasted, even before Rob
then.
Liefeld's women.
No,
Nice.
even before then, Crumb with the ridiculous women that he would paint or draw.
Right, the Amazonian women that were...
Right,
yeah,
and they would like take these little diminutive men, like manipulate them.
It was him.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was him. It was what he wanted to be woman handled.
Like
Death by snoo.
He wanted to be handled by the woman.
Like he
Nothing wrong with
crushed
that.
in the boobs. Oh, he loved it.
fine.
Like he did in real life. There's pictures of him and tall women, and he would like hang on them, and
Yeah, but they were gross exaggerations. They were
Johnny
caricatures.
Bravo liked.
So for people to
Brown.
try to obtain that sort of ideal in reality, it's like, no, I'm sorry, no, it does not need to be real.
right.
32S shouldn't be legitimately a number.
You guys don't like that?
No,
Is that just me?
no.
I mean,
I don't even like having pool toys that big.
Do you have big pillows on your bed?
Yes.
Okay, well, like two big bean bags.
No, I got them specifically shaped like human breasts.
Oh, like 32S breasts.
Yes, that's specifically the size pillow I keep.
How's
on my
that comfortable?
I don't know if I'd want something.
They're good for helping me sit up in bed when I want to read books.
You could be
Sit on your
suffocated
back?
with those.
Yeah.
You could suffocate.
That's what I like.
Those can really hurt your back.
That explains why I need special chairs.
Maybe they're just filled with air.
It's filled with hot
It's-
air.
It's like a big bag of wet sand.
You've never touched a 32S boob, have you?
Pray you don't have to.
Pass.
But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. This lady, she's a former glamour model, okay? Tanned a lot, all this jazz, and decided that she would like to accept her black identity and started getting melanin injections.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, the little video I saw, she said straight up she just liked the way black people looked and wanted to look like that. So, yeah, she did the lip injections and the melanin injections.
Mm-hmm.
And
she claimed that it made her hair curlier and darken her skin. Her husband, Michael, a pilot, he also underwent the injections when they appeared on this British TV show This Morning.
And
That's the name of the show, This Morning.
Oh, okay.
Michael was wearing a daishiki.
Yeah, they were totally rocking the African garb, and she had even been baptized. She'd been baptized.
They have an assumption, though. They're so deep in their belief that their identity is as a black person that if they were to have a child, it would be a black child.
Yeah, they believe that it would definitely come out darker skin. Now, I'm not
Unless
a doctor.
he might be injecting his testicles with the
he's playing
the
along.
melanin.
That's a lot. I don't know about that.
I would try it.
Would you?
Yeah,
Just playing the long
doing
game
it right
here.
now.
Oh.
You would make Dalmatians.
Is that why
That would be awesome.
Dalmatians.
It's not vitiligo, no. It just melanin had spotty sperms.
But yeah, they were convinced that could happen because they were in talks with the doctors and making sure, can I breastfeed and this and that. And it's like, wow, will the baby come out black?
Yes.
But she said it doesn't matter if it comes out milk chocolate, white, whatever, we'll still love the baby the same.
And they're going to start injecting.
Yeah, they're definitely going to inject that baby.
Yeah.
Don't you think the baby's lips are a little... Oh, no, that's let me see, German. I don't even want to try right now.
No, I mean, to even go on the show wearing like traditional African garb is just...
It's insulting.
Mind-blowing.
I mean, it's insulting. I mean, you think that, you can identify with that, that's fine. But when you taking your perspective and you're trying to say, okay, this is what it means to me to be this. There are people that be offended by it because they're like, you know what? It really isn't any different other than other things I've gone through that you may not have gone through because of geographical location or history.
I mean,
it's more than just your looks. It's the culture.
You don't think that just seeing the RESPECT Queen Latifah thing was enough for them?
But it even that bothered me in the 90s with wrestling when that guy Akeem, the big fucking white guy wearing the daishiki and like the fucking beads and stuff, and he'd come out like doing some fucking like dance move shit. It was like
I had stopped watching wrestling by that point.
I had no choice. I had little brothers, so one of them just would beat everything up because he loved wrestling. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, this guy like definitely wore full African garb. Had like fucking tribal music for his entrance. It was fucked up. I thought back then, like, what the fuck is this shit? And his manager was, the pimp guy, the Reverend Slick. That guy. Look at this shit, man. This is like 93. You know what I'm saying?
See, I stopped watching in 89.
But that was fucking okay. That was great. I don't think he was a popular wrestler, but
blame it on Vanilla Ice.
You don't think that was the move?
And that dude, he doesn't even he looks like he's either Greek or Middle Eastern.
I think he was like Hurricane or like the Typhoon or some shit. I don't know.
Oh my God, his nickname was Akeem the African Dream.
Oh wow.
Okay, see what I mean? Yeah, I mean, we haven't. That's blackface too. Okay, that's fucking
the African ice cream.
Yeah.
That was only for 2 years. After that, he changed his name to the One Man Gang.
Right.
It's the One Man Gang.
Right.
That even has a little bit of a connotation.
Right.
But
because that motherfucker never identified as anything but as a giant fucking Canadian. Like...
Is he Canadian?
I don't... Probably.
We shouldn't. We're not beating up on the Canadians. Canadians are.
I'm not beating up the Canadians. I'm just saying.
I just don't want listeners to
most
think
of the wrestlers out there are Canadian. I'm telling you, Bret Hart was a Canadian.
Most of them are Canadian.
Mr. Fuji.
There are a lot of Canadian.
Mr. Fuji was fucking. Pat Morita was Canadian.
He is not Canadian.
Oh man,
George Gray is actually this guy that we're talking about. The wrestler guy.
Yeah.
He is from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Same thing as Canada.
Wow, we need to introduce some latitude and longitude points again.
I've never been out of my my little city state here, so
it's a city state.
Have you?
Jasonville.
He then moved to Louisiana, so
that's where he became the One Man Gang.
450 pounds, 6'9", big boy.
Speaking of wrestlers, rest in peace, King Kong Bundy.
Oh right,
he passed
King Kong
away
Bundy.
in the past week.
Right. Yeah. He was in that.
You ever used to watch WWF?
No. Nope.
He was in Richard Pryor's I think least favorite movie or least watched movie, Moving. But I love that movie. That was a funny movie.
Oh jeez, I know this guy.
I'll admit it on there. I like the toy.
The toy was great, but that's in the same vein of what we're talking about today.
Yeah, yes we are.
Yeah.
Yes we are.
Jack Gleason hires
Richard Pryor to look
be a
after
slave.
his boy.
I mean, be his toy. Be his kid's toy slave.
Be his
kid's slave. Be his kid's friend. They became friends at the end.
Oh, that's all that matters.
That's what happens.
It
And
was his little slave friend that became his friend and taught him about life.
wasn't about the kid like realizing this is slavery. No, it was like Richard Pryor's pretty cool, and he gives me But
1983. Oh wait, no, he doesn't give it to him.
wait,
He stole it from
was
him.
Richard on the crack this time? I don't think he was. I think he was clean actually during the tour.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't doing any of that.
Well, actually, to maybe sign that contract, he'd have to be.
Because JoJo Dancer came out in '85, if I remember correctly.
Right, and that was about shit in the 70s. 'Cause he burned himself like in late 70s, right? Mm-hmm. Like then he had that album afterwards, right? Am I? I don't know if I'm
Sunset
correct.
Strip.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm correct in the chronology, but maybe I don't know. But yeah, we've seen it, and
The appropriation.
we liked some of it. I guess. I mean, we just said we liked the toy.
We could take some of it out. Take some of us out of that. But the toy was good.
The toy was good, but it's still an underlying theme of this guy he's a slave for Jackie Gleason's kid, like it was kind of fucked up. I mean, he even says so in the movie though. So, I guess because there was kind of a message. I haven't watched the toy in a long time. You know what?
Yeah, it's a 35-year-old movie. So.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's been a while. So.
Times have changed, and yet they haven't.
Maybe I'll revisit it. I don't know. There's that one scene with the boobs.
Look, we have no more Blockbuster.
No, there's one left in America.
Yeah, I'm not traveling that far.
Yes, we are. We're taking a road trip.
Do it for the show.
Pennsylvania.
I don't care. Who cares where it is?
Is it not? Not the one in Alaska, right? That one closed down.
No, I don't know. We have to do some research. Now, this, like you said earlier, this she was a plus size model. She's a plus size model now, but she was before.
No, not a plus size model. She's just ridiculous.
Well, what I read this morning was about. It said she's a plus size model now.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Jesus, man, come on. She has two fucking. They're not even basketballs. They're fucking beach balls on her chest.
Beach balls for whales.
Plus, I think she gets the ass injections because she wants to be black. She thinks that just because you're black, you have to have a big butt.
But she was baptized. She was given an actual minister baptized her.
What, baptized in black person's blood or something? What? I mean, this woman's creepy as it is. She looks like the woman from the Dark Crystal, the Agra.
Agra, the Oracle.
Pull her fucking eye out. Marry me! And that pilot goes, okay, slathers on the bronze.
Girlfriend!
Right.
Have you seen Dark Crystal?
No, I have
Oh,
not.
dude,
It
you
sounds
gotta
very
see-
exciting.
Oh, you got to see it. Jim Henson.
Jim Henson animated.
It's around like the same time as Labyrinth or something, right?
It was before Labyrinth. It was
All right.
it was right before Labyrinth.
Okay, I saw that one.
Here's the little intro.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
You guys really sold me on that.
Yeah. That's the whole movie.
No, it's a great movie though.
It is. It's actually very dark.
I think it came out the year before Labyrinth because I think Labyrinth was either 85 or 86 and
might be a
Dark Crystal
sequel.
was 84.
Is there a sequel coming? Is that really?
Brian Henson, his son, was trying to work on something
I think it might be happening.
The Darker Crystal.
because I liked Farscape. So
That was a neat show.
yeah,
For another time, we'll talk about that. But
That doesn't mean anything to me.
but this was her name, Maleka Kabwa, aka Big Angel.
Big Angel.
Sounds like toilet paper.
Yeah, like Big Angel.
Get the big mega roll, Big Angel.
It's 60 rolls in 12.
Treat your bum.
Like toilet paper math doesn't make sense.
It's like
24 rolls equals 96.
It's like Puffs Plus for your bum.
Like, what do you shred it open? Like, do the cheapskate thing? You take the 2-ply in half.
Oh, yeah, those are just the extra napkins.
Oh, cut it in half to show this the comparison.
But yeah, this woman totally turned herself from. I mean, she was kind of pretty before. I don't know.
I don't even think so, man.
Not
I'm
really.
not gonna lie.
No, I mean
If
not
you
my
wanna look
type,
her up-
but
if you
she transformed herself into something trollish,
A caricature.
and not just in physical. I mean, like just in character alone too. She's a fucking
I'm sorry, I haven't seen
troll.
black people that look like her.
No,
I really haven't.
No, I've seen women go crazy with the tanner. Like pretty bad. Not like this woman. Not like a lump of coal. Like
No,
there's no sheen to her skin.
No,
It's
she was slathered. She was slathered in butter and left out for fucking hours. It's horrible.
I burned food like that.
Oh,
Yeah, she went way past that weird orange phase.
Right.
It's like the hot dog on the grill.
Yeah.
When it goes too long, and it creates that extra skin. It comes up, and it's just like you see the underneath is pink, but you get the outside skin's all bubbly. That's her skin.
Right.
She looks like gas station hot dog. I see where you're going
Yeah,
with
she
this.
looks like gas station hot dog.
Like Donald President would even go, eesh.
I'm only paying $10,000.
I'll just give you cash. Because Donald President, it's to shorten things up, like Tim Apple.
I think a kid president.
Donald President, he's orange, but not like her. Yeah. Kid president. Right, but yeah, this is just beyond reason. It's a mental illness. It's a mental illness. That's how I'm going to really classify it.
I'm sorry you don't appreciate beauty.
Well, in the eye of the beholder, this buffoon that she's married to, this guy flies people around for a living, and identifies as a different race because he puts bronzer on his fucking skin. Like,
No, he's taking the injections
he's
too.
taking injections too.
They
Great.
both did the injections to darken their skin.
Ooh, you think they did it as like a date night thing?
Hey, honey, why don't you let's go get some Wiener Schnitzel, listen to some Nita Dietzen music,
This
and
guy
then get
looks
some
like,
melanin shots.
This guy looks like he'd do anything to get laid. That's what really happened. This guy was if he met a cannibal, he'd be like, "Go ahead, eat my penis. Yes, it's okay. Oh, I'm dead. No, that's good."
No, he's saying save that for last.
Right.
Save the best for last.
But yeah, I mean, this guy is just a fucking joke, and I could see this person in my head. I could see this woman's like weird. Like, it literally looks like the old Warner Brothers caricatures of African Americans or Africans, basically. I mean, right?
Offensive caricatures.
Right. Yeah, she does. She looks like an offensive caricature. She looks like the fucking, what do they call it now? Americana. As I was looking up some like old toys. Right?
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
I see where this is going.
And like these were just like little tractors, little like lawnmower, you know. And I've started to look up the company, and then I see like, forgive me, but Darky. It was a fucking bank of a big black person, you know, face with a giant fucking watermelon underneath it, and I'm like, oh my God. Then I see like one of the little tiny tractors. It's part of a Darky Wagon set with, maybe this was their mascot. I don't fucking know, but a little, you know, caricature with even bigger watermelon, like one that went the whole length of the fucking wagon.
That's how you know he goes in front.
But everywhere I looked, it was labeled Americana. Like,
Yeah, I saw that in a lot of like small town antique shops are running those things a lot. And I'm like, what is going on
like
here?
the mammies, like
Yeah.
Mrs. Butterworth used to be a black lady, but they changed her to like a New Englander lady.
Yeah, she's just buttery now.
Right. Oh, Mrs. Butterworth. You know,
I've got all the butters.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then there's also people trying to make a parallel between transracial and transsexuality, which doesn't.
There's no
there's
parallel
no
whatsoever.
common road at all. There's not even a cross street.
No, you're taking people who
Not
have
even a port of entry.
You have people who have individual wants and needs and desires, and trying to equate that and generalize that for a huge group. You can't do that. You can't go and say, "Oh, all of a sudden I am black. I identify with this." I'm sorry, you can't really. You can. You're looking at it from a 5 million mile view. You're seeing it removed.
There's a culture. There's a culture that's removed. There's
the interaction, the individuality of the people, even if they are part of a group that can be generalized in whatever way, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're just going back to even stereotyping. How we're describing this almost. Because not all black people are all into the same things because we're people. Like not to get all fluffy about it, but
no, you have someone that'll go to church every Sunday. And then you have some that go to church every Saturday.
Sure.
Because they're part of the First Day Adventists.
Right.
Or they're part of the Methodists. Or this and that. You can't lump them in. Right. Or one group of people, they may like the sports, yeah.
But just because you color your skin a different way or paint your body in a different color, you're not...
Yeah, I've seen this on the TV. I know what to do.
They won't catch me.
It.
It's okay. It was different a long time ago. That's the one I loved the most. Like it was a different time.
That's just the way it was.
It's all the hipster stuff. It's retro now. It's acceptable.
They only beat and killed people in the 50s because that's just the way it was. Like okay. And now here we are with somebody who just dips themselves in fucking motor oil essentially, or some kind of creosote. It looks like something awful. It's really. Don't look it up, but do. And if you do actually look it up, just really eat some like oat bran and look behind you when you're in the bathroom because it's really the same color.
Or just do a Google search on Agra.
Actually, no. Look up bloody stool.
No, don't. How about tarry stool?
Same thing.
Oh God, stop it.
Ooh. But going back to the parallel of gender reassignment to racial reassignment, there's nothing in common.
There's no
in my
apples and
opinion,
oranges
there's
in this
nothing
at all.
in common. I mean,
no, it's chocolate and poop. They may look the same, but oh boy, they are not.
Is that oats in my chocolate? Oh nope, that's not oats. That's it's corn.
I remember this from Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Oh.
Duty.
Corn in my chocolate milk. It's terrible.
But then, remember the fucking idiot that Rachel Dolezal worked for the NAACP.
She was an NAACP president of the Spokane, Washington chapter.
Now, this is what... I mean, she fleeced these people and passed herself off as a light-skinned black person.
That's some shit. 100 years later, passing for black.
Right. I think... Did she say her parents were dead or something like that? Or she didn't have... something like that.
All I know is that one thing that stuck out was her saying that she used a brown crayon instead of the flesh-colored crayon growing up. Yeah. When she drew pictures of herself.
That's how she knew.
I want that brown crayon.
She tight permed her hair. She
did. Yeah, you would look at her and be like,
skin.
She's like holding the crayon up when she's a little kid. She's like, nah, that ain't me.
No, I'm not peach. No, I'm burnt umber.
I like burnt sienna. Motherfucker.
Those are gone now, right? Burnt umber, burnt sienna, they're gone, right? Because those are racist. Because those are Indian skin.
Was it?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I tell you, I
could be wrong, but I'm
it really sucks that like as you get older, you find out. Oh, did you know what this means? Right. Did you know like rule of thumb?
Yes.
I didn't know about that. I had to learn that from a fucking movie.
Boycott. A man named John Boycott was hated so much in his town that they stopped buying his goods and services.
So that's what boycott came from.
Wow.
Wow.
He's the original boycott.
And probably the last one, too.
He just sparked a revolution of vernacular. Pretty cool.
That's cool. Everybody hated him, but he went down in history.
Right. But everybody still hates Rachel Dolezal.
So what do people
it wasn't
call him?
It was racial discrimination, right?
So now it's going to be Dolezal? Dolezal.
Racial discrimination against me. I identify.
Oh, Jesus.
I identify. No. But to work as a president of the NAACP and to make those statements, I believe she made it like her parents were gone. And then her parents came to the news and were like, yeah.
Hello?
Hey, we're from Arizona. Yeah, here she is. Look, she has red hair.
Yeah, we were just out of town. What's she getting up to?
Like, she tried to say, like, her freckles, because she's redheaded, she said her freckles were like the, like spots, or, I can't remember the, like, it was part of her ethnicity, because, like, she was half black, half something else that, like.
Half freckle.
That gave,
half
like.
freckle.
Right. It was, like, there was so much bullshit. But I mean, she did kind of study. She studied this, you know. She
studied African culture
right.
and everything, and
Right.
she had a black. I mean, I think she's married to a black man.
I don't know if she's married anymore.
Or they. Oh, well, either way, she passed herself off as something that she wasn't. Now it'd be different if she, from the beginning, was like, you know, I'm white, this and that. That's fine. Work for NAACP. I don't think it'd be a problem. But to pass yourself off as that when there are people that are more than capable of being in that position she's in. It's a travesty.
Right.
She shouldn't be there.
Right. She's not representing.
Well, she's
not representing the NAACP.
No, she isn't.
In that position, no. She wasn't.
How do you think that first happened? Like, she lied on her resume, and then she's like, oh, shit, I got to follow through with this now.
You know, yeah, that must have been, like, the heaviest pencil check. You know, like in the movies where it's like, dun, dun, dun. Tip of the pencil breaks off.
Who scored that? Hans Zimmer?
No, he wouldn't deal with that bitch.
Or the guys, the people that did Wipeout. Who did the Wipeout Excel thing?
I think it was Soul Plane people.
Oh, shit.
John Williams, he was just like, I have enough money. I'm bored. Let's do it. Let's do this pencil thing.
I'll do the finger.
I don't know. I'm not a good John Williams impersonator, because I'm not a composer.
But yeah, Rachel. Poor Rachel.
Poor Rachel.
Poor Rachel.
Soul Plane.
It was the RZA. I had no idea he did the
I didn't
composing.
know RZA did Soul Plane's composing either.
I learned so much today.
I forgot about that shit.
You know, like talking about the musical thing, like my Eagles song.
Gonna be a party tonight.
I picked up Liquid Swords, and I thought it was by GZA. I was like, oh man, who's GZA?
Who slapped you?
A girl that was there, pretty much like, you listen to Wu-Tang, what's wrong with you? Something like that. And I was like, what?
I didn't figure out what you were saying until just now when you said Wu-Tang.
Right.
Cool.
Who's
cool,
GZA?
cool.
Yeah, who's this band GZA?
I was like, you talking about G-Eazy? I'm very confused.
No, this is before. This is when G-Eazy was just a little baby.
Little baby boy.
I thought you said Poo-Tang.
Pootie Tang.
Your ears
My ears
perked up.
My ears peaked and perked for Pootie Tang.
Your ears perked up for Pootie Tang.
Yeah.
Now, there's people who they identify differently when asked about transracialism, right? Like Rebecca Hudson.
Yep.
She was raised with 3 other black children in a white family in Olympia, Washington. Grew up nice too, nice family.
Yeah, they were nice. They were nice family. Yeah, they were white, and the other kids. There were other kids that were their regular kids, and then other adopted kids.
But they were raised in a household that had like what they call a colorblind perspective.
Right. They were raising their children, all their adopted and natural children, as being colorblind.
Okay. So that term is just whatever. You know, that's just a... Anyway, I don't like that term, personally.
Right, but the thing is...
But
that...
I understand it in the household, I guess, if you're going to try and... I'm referencing fucking television, but like I've seen those specials where like, why am I black and you're, you know, like, I don't know what show that was. Maybe it was Webster. I don't know. But no, it wasn't Webster. But
it was probably Webster or Different Strokes.
Well, like, you know, kid's like a little kid and he's like 4 or 5. And he's like, well, how come I look different than you? Why do you and mommy have white skin and I have dark skin? You know, like one of those things. But still, I don't really think it's like...
Well, little Webster, you were left...
Well, ma'am. Hey, ma'am.
You were left in Mama's belly just a little longer than necessary. You know the term bun in the oven? Yeah, honey. You were in there a little too long. And that's how come you're so dark. That's why you look like molasses bread.
I think it would just make things harder overall. Like doing this colorblind thing, you know. Like
you can't be colorblind. I think it needs to be a thing of awareness more than anything. Right. It's like, okay, here's how it is, kids. We have these different genes and all these different things that determine what we become. And a lot of it has to do with regional areas and geography and diets and all these things and evolution.
And your mother cheated on me.
And your mother cheated on me with the fucking milkman. And we don't even have a fucking milkman. What?
She doesn't even drink milk.
Dad, you're such a cock.
Fucking lactose intolerant.
She's telling him all this while a bottle of whiskey is shaking around. You know.
Chink, chink.
Splash, splash. And another thing.
Change in the pocket with the...
I can't see color. Yeah, and that's the kids were like...
Is that what this means?
Is that what this is all about? And he meant like he drank so much
he couldn't see anything.
He can't see color anymore.
I'm so drunk, it looks like black and white photos. I feel like I'm looking at a history book.
But these kids aren't going to grow up saying like, "Wait, my sister is not black or white or anything."
It's
right?
like what are these kids supposed to do? Say they're in an urban area, right? And someone goes up to one of the kids, is just like, "Yo, what's up, my N-word?" Whatever. How are these kids going to react? They don't know how to react because they're being taught from someone else's perspective who hasn't really lived that life how to live life.
Right.
That puts them at a disadvantage because here they are in life. They're like, here's what I have. I'm carefree. I'm not carefree. I'm colorblind. I can do what I want. This is how it is. And you go out into the world and people fucking shit on you.
Sure.
People make you try to feel as if you're not what you were raised to believe.
Because it's a phony belief. It's a phony philosophy. Saying you're colorblind.
I think that's a real thing, guys. There's like red-green colorblind.
Well, right. I can't see.
Now we're going metaphorical and actual colorblindness. You're getting a little too literal over here, my friend.
I'm talking about the colorblindness of racism. Overall, it's a deprivation to these children, and like you said, when they go out in the world, when they go away to college, even where they go into high school, even like they're gonna see other kids that are have been raised in different cultures and different societies, and they're
gonna be fucking blindsided.
Yeah,
they are.
And I mean, I don't know. I don't want to sound. I don't know if it's gonna sound racial, but like my friends that are black, they have other friends that are black, and they do act a little like there's a different candor that's around when because I used to go play ball with my friend, and it was just different way of talking to each other, because that's the way.
It's a different familiarity.
Exactly.
I mean, that even goes back, when you think about it, that goes back to, again, even before slave times, tribal times. You have people that, they had their group.
Right.
They had their speech. They had their thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
so,
I
even with, with slavery, people, they had to have that because they didn't want people to overhear what they were talking about, whatever it may be, because they didn't want it held against them.
And I didn't, I'm not saying I'm colorblind, but nothing like that ever was like, oh, what's this? What is this? What are they doing in my basketball court, talking like to each other? No, man. It was like they knew each other in a different way, like you said, and that's the way it was.
I mean,
and that's the way it is, But these kids, being raised this way, and then if they meet other people of their color, they're going to be confused.
And be like, I'm alien to someone I'm supposed to not be, afraid of, what have you.
Right.
I've gone through the same thing. I was sheltered growing up. I'm not afraid in sharing that with you. And I had a father he was a contradiction. He wanted me to be this thing bigger than what was expected of me. So there was a lot expected of me. But at the same time, I was kept separate from this thing I'm supposed to be proud of.
Right.
So how can I be proud of something that you won't even let me be part of?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I can relate to that. I can relate to that to a certain extent. Like, I can be this child of Harlem, but not be part of Harlem.
Right.
I can't be this child of this place and not be part of it.
Right.
That's not fair to me.
Right.
That's not fair to the interactions I'm supposed to have with people.
Yeah, you were sliced off a lot of a lot of history, a lot of culture, because you were sheltered like that.
Right, but at the same time, I picked it up. Without, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm not going to say, oh, like, I went out there doing street art, this and that. I have an affinity for it. I love it. Always will.
Your fingers are different colors, though.
Yeah, my fingers are all different colors because of
Good
Fight Club.
Good Charlotte.
Oh, shit, I was
concert.
talking about
You're not supposed to talk about that.
Nightclub.
You don't say that.
A nightclub. Right.
Mark, but no. But no. But the funniest thing about this too, I just have to throw this in there so we don't lose this part. Racialism is defined by two perspectives in this. One is the one where one can believe they can change their actual race.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is the point of adoption. That was the thing with Rebecca. Her thing was she had great umbrage towards this whole adoption of that name because they're like, no, that was, she says it's kind of funny. It's our word, you know, that's our word because we were raised by family that were not the same race as us. So it's just interesting,
Right.
You know, the perspective.
I see her point over the other. Clearly.
I do. I truly do.
You know, it makes...
I do, but it also it does raise a lot of different key points for conversation. You know, for people to express their perspectives,
right.
so that people can have a better understanding. Because when you have people making parallels with gender, you know, awareness or gender identity, and transracialism, I'm sorry, that's not a conversation you have in the same room.
No.
The only way you do that is when you talk about extremes and contrasts.
Sure. But to compare them at all, and
no, that's a disservice. That's a disservice to all the people involved.
It's ridiculous.
Sounds a bit like those sort of like those otherkin kind of weird click things online where people are like, yeah, I'm gonna be part lizard now.
Yeah.
Yes,
Part
yeah.
robot or werewolf or whatever.
I'm identified as level 2 wolf. You don't understand. My Kanochi spirit is...
When I see that moon.
It makes you wonder though, because a lot of times, like,
Ooh,
yeah,
sorry,
a lot of
it
it's
just came out.
associated with mental illness,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of times, I think it's a result of people's reaction to the craziness they see in the world. It's like, you know what? If the world can be like this and be this fucked up, I'm gonna make my own fucking reality. So I
Sure.
have to see where
Renounce
people are
yourself
coming from when they do that.
Yeah.
But
The biggest glimpse of the future that we have
Crazy.
right now in print is Transmetropolitan. Because that's the way the fucking world's going to end up.
Spider Jerusalem.
Just no, not the world he lives in. Forget Spider for a moment. If you look in the background of all those panels, it's just straight up fucking debauchery in all forms, all the time.
Good.
And it's legal.
Yes, good.
And that's where it's headed. You know, like just do it. You know, if you want to fucking eat 800 hamburgers and reincarnate yourself, because you know it's a comic book, but. You know, and you have the technology to do so, and go ahead.
It's a comic book version of fucking dystopian Russian literature.
Sure.
With a dash of Hunter S. Thompson.
And you know, and the 7 Deadlies all the time. All the time. All day.
25/8.
That's all I want in this life. Can't wait.
You dial everything up to 11.
Yeah. Take
All
that
day.
shit to the next level.
Just give it up with the 11.
Fill it.
And then in 100 years from then, to 12.
Ooh.
Oh.
It takes a long time to get to 12.
Yeah, right. Well, it's just like Y2K. Things just weren't programmed to go past 11.
Stops at 13.
Does it skip 13?
It's like the old school TVs. Channel 2 to 13, and then you.
Yeah, I didn't exist then.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I had the VHF, UHF. Like, sometimes weird channels would come in on UHF, which made the movie UHF a little bit more enjoyable and relatable.
There was a station that was like MTV in the city. It's called U68. U68.
That was also in Los Angeles.
Was it?
I'm not kidding.
No way.
Because they used to play Devo and shit, right? Yes, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, U68.
A lot of
yep.
synth stuff,
Yep,
new wave.
Yep. Because I love Devo. That was my shit. That was good. I have the Power Hat and a bunch of albums.
So I was national. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Coast to coast. Coast to coast UHF, AM
You were in
television.
the west, I was in the east.
Right, it was like AM radio for TV. But really, it's good to have these kind of conversations. You can enlighten us, encourage people, and to speak up about their perspectives. It's hard to express why people feel the way they feel. I mean, we all know that, right? I mean,
that's kind of part of humanity's struggles, I think.
Right.
Self-expression.
It's the great question. Why do we feel?
I don't know, but I'm trying to figure out how to stop it.
We feel so that we know that we are alive.
But we really need to live in a world where people are able to decide who they want to be without being afraid. And I don't know if it includes transracialism, though, in the first respect that we talked about. Painting your skin and identifying and saying I'm black, that's not it. That's not it. But like the Rebecca Hudson's views were more akin to what I was thinking of what transracialism could maybe be. Is this a new term, though? That's the thing. Like, I've never heard of it before Rachel Dolezal.
I just don't think there was much emphasis placed on it. I know that one of the things statistically that was true was that there are more white families that adopt black children than anything.
Right.
And then there are a lot of times where the children will age out to a point where they can't be adopted and they're not given a chance.
Right.
So it's a tricky situation. Really, it should boil down to capable people willing to be parents regardless of what race, what gender, what identity child they may
Certainly
wind up being blessed with, and the child being blessed to be with.
It takes courage to face the world and say, here I am.
Yep.
Despite all the negativity in this world, and there's so much, we got plenty of it. Look at Kevin's just giving me some right now, staring.
I'm just mean mugging over here. If you could see my face.
If I could I can't. He doesn't even have a face, guys.
No, he's being stoic for other reasons. He's not. Don't take that.
I'm just really
It's
upset
not
about my
directed to
burger.
you.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Well, we do live in interesting times right now. We live in probably the most interesting era of mankind's greatness, quote unquote. Humankind's greatness. Yeah, I don't foresee it slowing down either.
Now we're kind of spiraling off into some weird excesses.
Yeah, I hope it goes to space. Not Space Force, but I hope we go to space and
we did. There's a Tesla up there, bro.
It's gone the furthest any car has ever gone in human history.
Yeah, that odometer's got to be through the fucking roof.
I need to brush up on my alien languages. It's Elon, our leader.
Yes.
Hail
All
Elon
hail.
and his Tesla mobile. It's coming back for us in 1,000,000 years. It's going to destroy the Earth and save us all.
Lee Noble will be conducting interviews
Throwing E signs up here.
for the Rebel Alliance against Elon's followers.
Tesla.
Are you-
throwing up the Tesla sign?
Are you telling me here in Rebel Defiance?
Lee
Whoa.
Noble.
So wait, Lee Noble doesn't believe in.
Oh, wait a minute. Those initials go with Lotus Notes.
I was
don't
just thinking the
Lotus
same
Notes.
thing.
I don't like Lotus Notes. No.
I was not even thinking about
The Alliance has been destroyed.
Destroyed from the inside.
We've dissolved it.
That's something I've stopped thinking about a long time ago with Lotus Notes.
Most people did.
Oh, of course. Yeah, usually like the first time they hear about it, like, I don't want to learn anything about this.
Except IBM billing services.
The first time I got asked if I had experience with it, I thought it was a joke. I just laughed in the middle of the interview, and they were like, "Oh no, we're serious."
What do you want me to know? COBOL too? Yes, that would be helpful.
Yeah, that'd be great, actually.
No, say yes if you recognize any of these companies. Prodigy,
Oh yeah.
CompuServe,
Yep.
Genie.
I think these are all made up.
I had a computer with GOS on it.
Is this ISP fake or real?
I'm not kidding.
Blue Light,
GOS. You ever heard of GOS?
GOS.
GE's operating system. It was a Windows clone. Windows
Really?
3.1 clone. Yep.
We're getting off topic here.
That's
It's the end of the thing.
you know,
So this is Windows identifying as GE.
Well, you guys are talking about
GOS.
right?
GOS.
Talking fucking Lotus nodes, trying to identify as Office. You know, like great job you guys did there, Lotus. Good night, everyone.
Have a good time.
But really, I'm gonna go and I'm not gonna do anything to my skin. 'Cause that's stupid. Don't.
I
paint
just
your
condition my shit, baby. That's all I gotta do.
skin. Right, a little moisturizing.
Yeah,
Great.
I need some lotion. I'm fucking dry.
It's
Yeah,
just like
I
putting,
get ashy too. You know. Wait, no, I don't.
it's just
See, I
like
can't.
putting saddle soap on your boots, baby. You don't need no coloring.
But and hey, even if you feel a little pale, you know, go ahead, color it up, do some bronzing, do the tanning, whatever. But don't say all of a sudden I'm black or I'm Native American now or whatever, you know, pigment you decide that you want to be.
I'm bronze now.
Because if you have good family and
This
friends,
guy is metal here. He wants to be bronze.
Yeah, I identify as Colossus.
Okay.
and if you have good friends or family, they will slap the shit out of you to wake you up. Okay?
Doesn't matter, I'm bronze.
Like wake you up from that dream.
There's no mutant trans nationalism. What? I don't know.
Unless you actually wake up the next day and go from fucking like Macaulay Culkin to Prince. Okay.
It's the metamorphosis, bro.
I don't know. Macaulay kind of did that himself already. Oh. He loves pizza. And bunnies.
Damn, dude, that's cold.
He does. He's pretty cool. He's funny.
This is what it sounds like when Lee cries, holy shit, ho ho.
You put the Lee in holy shit. Nice.
Whatever. Okay.
This dude's brain is on 60.
More like Morris Noble and the clocks. Ooh. Oh, what was that? You just
Clean my mirror. That was just for you.
That was like the perfect Morris Day face. You just say you don't have the mustache, but
I got the groove.
holy shit! I knew immediately. Yeah.
Jerome!
Well, now I'm gonna go spin up some Morris Day in the time when I get home. Be good to yourselves. Be good to everyone. I'm Jason. Yeah.
What?
I always forget what I'm doing.
I'm going to go home and check out some more of this Martina Big. She's living up to her name.
Oh, Big.
Oof.
Big is an understatement on those things on her chest.
Dude, she's a part-time life-preserving raft for like 20 people. Friggin' Polynesians can escape in that shit. She only need to make 3 trips.
Maybe she could redeem herself by doing that. Just become like a water coyote and just, climb upon my giant brown pontoons.
Okay, now be careful. What I do now is I take my butt and put it in here and go boop, 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 and we'll be on shore.
It's full of the same stuff as my boobins, so just, I might do a rotate in. What do you say, capsaicin? Yes,
Capsizing.
I need to pivot and make sure I get well bounced on both sides.
It's like a spit roast, but no fun.
While we travel to shore, I will whistle Dixie music for you.
Be good to yourselves. Be good to everyone. I'm Jason.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm soon to be replaced, Emily.
And we're the Weird and the Weary. Catch us online, www.weirdandweary.com. Twitter, Instagram. We're not colorblind. That's stupid.
I actually am. Sorry, guys.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Is that why you always grow for that, you think the soda's the beer thing?
Yeah, I can't figure anything out.
There are words.
Street lights, I just fucking floor it. Hope for the best.
Is that like a adult's version of The Floor is Lava?
Yes.
So, do you play that all day?
Yeah, you notice you guys have never seen me touch the floor?
I haven't, actually. Yeah, like right now, he's just like, feet are up, like...
Yeah, I just wrap my toes around whatever furniture I'm on.
Dude, we gotta interview with a ghost.
Oh, wait, next time we go to lunch. Floor's lava!
Zoop!
Like a cat. He's gonna jump like a cat.
Brought to you by...
JKL Media.
Jackal.